Kayden Kross is in studio. Kayden Kross is a lovely porn star, businesswoman, beautiful lady, and she's here right now. And if my grandmother was here, she would say this: "This is the best day of my life. I can't believe I get to meet the one and only Kayden Kross." Jay, can you put your mic down so I can see Kayden?
Oh, that's not my mic.
Okay.
Sorry, dude.
This is really neat. I'm very excited to have you live in studio, and thank you very much. Kayden Kross is here with us on Canada Laughs, Channel 168, The Todd Shapiro Show. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You know what? Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
It's super nice. Now, did you not come in with an entourage?
I did. I left them on the couch.
Okay, because they can come like hang out, or it's just you stroll in here. You have a very nice aura to you, very very pleasant.
Thank you. It's my beanie because it has some gold woven into it.
It's made you a gold.
Glow.
It's a glow. It's a golden angel.
Oh, thank you.
I've heard of Roddy. I know where your mind's going. It's not what angels do with a P. Okay, so stop acting like that. And Kayden Kross, why? You're a porn star. I'm one of the most famous, most beautiful, lovely, gorgeous ladies of all time in the business. Of course, you've won a lot of AVN awards, and it's awkward to say, but Mainstream Star of the Year, Best Anal Sex Scene, Best Director.
Those are just nominations. I haven't won Best Anal yet.
Oh, whatever. You'll get there.
I hope. I can only hope.
You can only hope. But the big question I have for you is why is someone so sun-drenched and beautiful as you in Toronto in the midst of winter?
I came all the way out here because I am doing some work with Arrangement Finders.
Okay, so arrangementfinders.com, great website. People get to hook up and stuff. I know you've done past commercials for them and everything. And so is their head office here? Is that the deal?
Yeah, their parent company is based here in Toronto. I've actually been here before for them, and we're doing a great big project, and we're going to be announcing something big soon. So
wow.
We've been out here doing some prep work on that.
Prep work on. Sorry, there's a mic sock on my on my microphone, and I find it more I that's tantamount to like a condom. Talking into a condom.
Did you just take your sloppy microphone sheath seconds?
Yeah, I got Todd's sloppy seconds again.
You've done that
again,
before.
huh?
Yes. Which is weird because you've only met me after I got married.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's just the mic socks.
Oh no. What aren't you telling me?
There's a lot that we have to talk about.
Oh
later.
yes, I love you, honey. I thought. Well, Kayden, that's neat. So you're working on a big project. Obviously, you can't talk too much about it, but here for arrangementfinders.com, and now you're just popping in on our program.
Just popping in.
That's sweet. Now, you're great on radio and media and stuff. You've done this stuff forever. Do you like this part of the business when you get to do the interviews and get out there?
Honestly, radio is my very, very favorite. The camera's killing the reason why. I love radio usually because I show up in pajamas and I don't have to do anything. It's like the one part of my job where I don't have to do anything. I can just sit down and talk.
Well, that's great. And, to be honest, that's kind of the mentality that I have with radio. The difference is no one would ever want to see me naked. But I do like it.
You never know.
Well, there's a few. There's been a couple in the day, and when I was younger, definitely not so much anymore. But I do love that aspect of, we come to work, you don't really have to care what you look like, and you can really just sort of, whatever's on your mind, you're not filtered anymore in terms of even being conscious of how people see you deliver a message, whatever message it may be.
Radio, it strokes your ego without requiring anything of you. It's amazing.
Yes. Well, you have to have the gift of the gab. You have to be intelligent. You can't come in on here and stutter and not have a compelling personality because people can detect that very easily behind the microphone. And obviously you do, though, which is amazing.
Well, thank you.
So let's talk about your career.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, you're in the porn industry, and I will say, I'm just going to put this out there. You are, and you hear this all the time, you're an absolutely stunning lady, isn't she, Jay?
Just gorgeous.
Yes.
Jeez. They don't make them. They don't make them like you around here. They just don't.
So, where were you born?
I was born in Sacramento, California.
So you're a California girl, which is you can just tell you love avocado.
I do love a good avocado.
You have this again, that California.
I give that
girl.
off.
You do. You give it off that you eat healthy, you like your sushi and a lot of salads. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah. Spinach.
Spinach is okay.
How's kale?
Not so good.
No, you're not a kale eater.
Unless it's like a kale chip, which at that point you're killing the whole reason.
Yes, because you've taken all the nutrients out of it, right? Is that why? So you're born in Sacramento, and then from what I read on you, and you never know what's true or not true. That's why I figured I'd ask you.
It's on the internet. It's probably true.
Well, yes, exactly. I'm sure I can't detect facetiousness whatsoever. And then at 18, though, you start doing like naked shoots. Is that true?
Stripping.
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 So how do you get a beautiful young lady, well-educated, from a good upbringing, right? Get into stripping right away at 18?
You know, it was just... It was the timing thing. I had just turned 18, and there was this pony that I wanted to get. And so the cheapest, or not cheapest, but the easiest way for me to afford a pony in a short amount of time was to go get naked. And so that's what I did.
And were you always comfortable with your body?
No, I was scared to death. I was probably having a panic attack the entire time I was on stage. I was like shivering and I couldn't get the thing unclasped.
Oh, that's
my
always
fingers
cute.
were stiff.
Hey, new fish. That's what we call her. Yeah, she's the new fish. Don't take that literally, people. We're not a disgusting program. Sometimes we are. So you get up there, you do your first strip show, and then I mean, you're beautiful, you're young, you're 18, and then I would imagine that people from all over who are in that industry must have wanted a piece of you right away.
Well, I mean, that's not really how a strip club works. It was just I did well there, and then one day an agent came in and wanted me to model, and it seemed like an easy thing.
Just doing like naked modeling.
Yeah, I mean, the way he presented it, it started out as modeling, and then the word naked was worked in like towards the end of the whole thing. But you know, by then I was sold. So. You're
yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's the pitch.
When you first stripped, though, did you take off your bottoms? I don't know how it is.
No. That first day I did, I think 4 stages, and the first 3 I didn't take anything off.
Really? Yeah,
I just went up and walked around while the music played because I couldn't dance either. So I just like walked back and forth on the stage for the first 3 shows.
She was a new fish.
Yeah. I was a new fish.
And the problem is there's a lot of guys who are out there going like, we like that.
Oh, they loved it.
Because of the innocence.
I made more money not stripping than actually stripping.
Of course, because you leave more to the imagination, and then guys want to get to know you and hopefully get you later in a dance or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
wow.
This was all over a pony.
A pony. It was a cute pony.
That's how I got started, too.
That's fair.
Is it really?
Trying to save for a pony. That's amazing.
Mine was for a unicorn. I had no luck yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I just haven't had any luck getting it, Brody. Except I think the unicorn landed right here in studio today. A rare find. A lovely,
smart,
smart,
a smooth transition.
I'm pretty good that way. You know, it's part of the reason why I'm in radio. So then you get into when do you make your first ever Kayden Kross? When do you make your first ever porn video?
My porno. I filmed my first one when I was 21.
Okay.
Actually, with the person I'm engaged to now. He was my first partner.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And how old are you now, if you mind me asking?
I'm 29 now.
You're 20. So 8 years ago, yeah. So that's Manuel Ferrara, is that his name?
Yeah.
So you're with Manuel Ferrara, who, by the way, I'm not sure if I've seen him in more porn videos than yourself, because he's been in a lot of porn videos.
He's in pretty much everything.
And he's got great hands.
He has great hands.
He really does, because he loves like kind of like just like he
His hands are everywhere.
His hands are he's very smooth, this Manuel Ferrara. So your first scene ever is with the guy that you're not, and some would say that's love at first sight in the porn industry,
well, he
right?
actually hated me and refused to work with me for the 3 years following that first scene.
Were you a brat?
I was a brat.
Why were you a brat?
Because I was scared. I didn't like my makeup that day. I didn't know what to do.
No one's looking at your makeup, Kayden.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, let's say you've been having sex for X number of years, all right? And you're going to go on film, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm excited. And you get there, and then you suddenly realize that you've only been having sex with the person who is also in the room. And then you're like, oh, God, what if I've been doing it wrong all this time? And they just were too polite to say anything. And that crossed my mind. I showed up to set, and I was like, oh, my God, what if I've been doing sex wrong? And then I got really self-conscious, and I got really scared. And it was like the strip club all over again, where I didn't want to take my clothes off. I couldn't. It was really just terrible. I couldn't. We're serious. We can talk.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Sure.
I couldn't get my mouth around his dick because I'd never seen a dick that big.
No
so I like
way.
licked it because I couldn't like wrap my lips around it.
Oh,
so I just sat there like licking it like a lollipop because I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was. It was tragic. It was tragic, and he hated me because he thought I didn't like him because I wouldn't like suck his dick. But there was a physical thing there.
Can I? You know what? You know what's odd for me? A couple things. One, I'm married.
Is
so
that odd?
I'm no, because I'm careful what I say now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to offend anyone or anything. I don't want people to think I'm a perv, but it is very distracting, and I'm just being completely candid, to see someone as beautiful as you talk in such an open way about sucking dick, licking like a lollipop, because, and not to stereotype porn stars at all, and we're good friends with a lot of them. We love Nikki Benz. We're friends with her.
She's a cutie. She's from here, right?
Yes, she's from Toronto. We like, she's a good friend of the show, and I love what she's done in terms of making it a business. We're friends with Jelena Jensen. She's a lovely lady who's very intelligent as well. But a lot of them don't put together those sentences, which is the graphic stuff and talking about what they do to make a living, and then go and talk intelligently as well. So you're just so beautiful. You have it all, and it's I can't even continue the interview. It's distracting. So thank you for coming on the program today.
You're welcome.
Do you know what I mean,
yeah,
Brody?
You have a very, like, there's a sweetness about you. That
such
was kind
a sweetness.
Of, was kind of like
There's a sweetness about my inability to suck a dick the first time.
yeah, it's so innocent and sweet,
and
you know?
Yeah, it's so amazingly forward, and thank you. And everyone's thanking you, and I apologize if we've caused car accidents right now. So when did you learn to suck a big dick then, Kayden?
It was just a study of the craft, and then I got there. It's really funny, though, because I look back and I really couldn't, like, unhinge my jaw or whatever it would have required.
He
at
has
the
a
time.
big, thick penis, this Manuel Ferrara.
It's a big penis.
Yeah, with foreskin.
And with foreskin. But I don't know what happened, because now I have no problem. Same mouth.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, good for you. Practice makes perfect, right?
Thank you.
I'm
That's
sure
what I believe.
At some point, everything improves in life and you evolve. Your mouth has evolved to fit your industry.
Something like that.
Yes, I think so. And have you only ever had the one penis in your mouth, or I didn't want to make the?
There have been a few.
Have there?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
A few.
Kayden, it is very awkward talking to you. You have really the most innocent look. You're so pleasant to look at. I can't. The dirty things, like, guys don't like to do dirty things to extraordinarily beautiful women. They're almost conscious of it. They're a little more careful. They treat them a little more delicately. And yet you've just gone in this full steam ahead, and you dove right in. And have you always loved the industry? Have you always been very proud to be in it?
Yeah, it's actually funny because I think I've grown more conservative in the time I've been in adult. Like, when I came in, I was like, this is a party. This is amazing. And there were all these gorgeous men with, like, big dicks, and they were beautiful and wonderful. And then at some point I got all monogamous and settled down and got a Labrador Retriever.
But that's cool.
Here we are. I'm wearing a scarf.
and you look great in it too, but no regrets, right?
No regrets. No, but it's funny because when I came in, it was like a party and it was just all access. And now I'm like, oh, her skirt's too short.
Yeah.
I'm very judgmental.
Yeah, I cannot believe
she just wants attention.
That's crazy that she got the anal bleaching. And she had fine with a little bit of brown around the anus before. And now, do we need to make everything so perfectly look good for camera? Okay. Well, Kayden, this is the deal. You're in town. You're in Toronto. You're here with arrangementfinders.com. You now, as of about a year from my research, are a mother. You have a young daughter who's almost a year old.
Yeah, she's about to have a birthday, 23rd of January.
Wow, congratulations to you. Hard to believe you're a mother. You look very fit in those tight pants. And how has that changed your life, becoming a mom?
Oh, God. In pretty much every way imaginable. It's probably where my short skirt judgment stems from now. God, it's just... First of all, it really is that thing where you put her in front of yourself at all times, and then there's this other thing where you constantly are just afraid that stuff can happen when you're not looking. And then the world, of course, everything that was originally just like this weird talking point now is very real and visceral, and you're like, oh my God, I hope the world doesn't end, and I hope global warming doesn't end us, and I hope everything's just fine for the future.
My goal in life is to be a father, and married recently. And with the craziness of this world, I've actually started pulling out recently because I'm afraid to bring a child into this world because of what's going on.
That's all I thought about the whole time I was pregnant. I was like, that's it. We're gonna tip into global warming. We're there, but we're gonna tip into like heat, and then it's gonna be ice, and then we're gonna be dead.
What's the point?
What's the point?
It's almost cruel, but I mean, hopefully with people who do grow up in life and want to make things different, whether it's wearing a longer skirt or helping the environment, that's all part of making a difference. And that's what you want to do with your young daughter.
Yeah, I think really what you learn is you just want to teach them to be prepared for the world in the best way you can. And that's kind of all you can do. You definitely can't change the world, but you can get them ready.
Kayden Kross, has this now stopped your mentality on how you work in the industry that you're so famous for?
No, Manuel definitely was the one that stopped that.
Okay.
Once we started dating, he put his foot down. He's like, "You're mine."
Really?
So he's the only person I've been performing with. The only boy person I've been performing with for a little while.
Thinking of other women persons.
There are other women persons
Nice.
here and there.
So you are exclusive to Manuel Ferrara, your fiance.
Yes.
The father of your child.
Father of my child.
Father of your child. Father of your child. So you will only work with him in the porn industry now, and yet you'll work with women though as well.
Yeah, he's usually filming, or it's always for his stuff. He has a production line.
Very cool. Now, can he work with other women?
Yes, he's been the whole time.
Really? And I would say that you're getting the short end of the stick, even though it's a big stick.
I've heard that it's a big stick.
It's a
That's the
massive
thing,
stick.
though.
It's
Like
a huge stick.
you make concessions for a big stick.
Fair enough. When the thick stick too. It's the girth on that stick is almost as wide as it is long. It's crazy.
And the foreskin. It's just crazy.
You love the foreskin?
Stick. I do.
You do.
I do. It's supposed to be there, and people cut it off, and I understand that, and I know there are reasons why, but it creates more lubrication. It keeps it more lubricated throughout the process.
Hey, Brody, how proud are you right now?
Yeah, team foreskin, fist
Yeah.
bump.
Okay,
Boom.
fist pump.
Blow it up.
Easy, buddy. All right, come on now. Easy there, buddy. Okay, all right, she's engaged there, okay, Jay?
It's a fist bump.
No, I know, I'm just saying. You went in a little aggressively, okay? So, Kayden, so back, though, to just working with Manuel. I think you should be able to work with other guys.
I think if I came to him and said, that's it, I want to work with other guys, I don't think he'd actually say no. But I'm just kind of at that point where I don't really want to.
You're happy with him?
I'm happy.
And is there really, he's the father of your child now. Mm-hmm. And there is, granted, as beautiful as women are that you get to work with, there's no jealousy when he works with beautiful women?
There's jealousy, but I think it's a healthy thing because it's not like I'm going to kill you because you did that. It's more like now I want to take you back. And so there's that, like, he gets home and I want to strip his clothes off and
you want it more,
mark my territory or something.
Huh?
Yeah.
You pee on him.
I pee on him.
Okay. I love how quick you are. Oh my goodness. So, and does he shower though after he comes home?
After
first?
I pee on him.
After you pee on him. Okay. So, but I would just imagine in that industry, it would be so difficult to maintain a healthy relationship. But so far, so good. So far, so good.
I mean, one of the things that I love hearing. He'll go to work and he'll come back and he'll complain about any number of things.
Like what? Well, I want to hear what a famous porn star.
This girl said the stupidest thing today, or this girl was so difficult, or this girl wears dumb nails, or just like he comes back. Yeah. He's always complaining about because he's been in the industry for 17 years and he's like a grumpy old man about it now. And he'll come back and he'll complain about something stupid, and I'll be like, yeah, you're right, that's stupid. And then he'll be like, you just make me appreciate you so much more after I go to work.
Aww.
So I like that, like. It's much better than, let's say, him going to some, I don't know, like fashion show and there's models walking the stage. He couldn't come back and be like, oh, I just hate how long her legs were. He couldn't do that.
Interesting.
But with porn, it's a low bar. It's not hard to feel like you're doing an okay job in it.
Wow, but you've obviously come a long way from your brat days then if he's complaining about other performers.
Right?
Yes.
I'm sure whoever he was with when he worked with me that first time, I'm sure that was a story when he got back.
Well, okay. Now, your popularity in porn, does that ever surprise you in terms of, like, I went, and I'm sure you must hate this because you have Club Kayden, clubkayden.com, which you should go join.
Which everybody should join.
Yeah, go become a member. But as you know, the difficult part of making money in this industry is that all these big tube sites get the porn and put it out there for free.
It's annoying as hell.
And I can't imagine it not being. It's tantamount to, music, people downloading free music and not paying for it.
Blatant theft.
It is totally blatant theft that I was a culprit of earlier today.
Oh, damn.
I was doing some research for you.
You were doing research, right? It was science.
It was science. It was for you. And one of the things that I actually found amazing is that I think the first video I pulled up on Pornhub.com of you had 34 million views. Wow. 34 million views.
It's probably like 3 people who kept coming back.
That's over.
A lot of views,
that's over 11 million views per person. No, they'd be dead. They wouldn't have enough time in the world to do that. But I'm telling you, that's a huge, in a way, very flattering. Obviously, you can't monetize off of that. But does it surprise you how many dudes have probably masturbated to you?
You know what that makes me want to do? That makes me want to go to everybody and say, listen, give me a cent per view. Just give me 1 cent per view.
That's all you need.
1 cent. And you know what? I will retire.
I owe you about $4,000. So I'm very sorry. I don't have it on me.
I'll take a check.
Okay. It's gonna have to be post-dated, but it's about $4,000. Yeah.
I know it's a lot of pennies too, right? Yeah, that's the funny thing.
They don't even make them anymore in Canada. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's 24,000 views if I did my math right. Or no, it's like 40,000 views. Anyway, so it's not a clock. Kayden, but do you have guys coming up to you all the time? Like, you're so visible, you're so well known. Does that do you have a lot of guys on the street? You're going, you're shopping at just an organic
Babies
grocery store. Babies are us.
The only city where people really seem to go out of their way to come up to me is New York.
Can we guess? Oh, in New York. Okay.
It's New York. Every time I'm there, like, someone's chasing me down the street, yelling my name. The last time I was there. Well, not the last time. I've been there a few times since. But when I was pregnant, I was there. And I was in the middle of Times Square. And I've got, like, this baby bump. And I was on my way into Toys R Us, actually. And this guy turns around, he shoves his hand out to shake my hand. He's like, I just want to know I love your work. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I shake his hand, and he's like, I just think porn's great. And he keeps talking louder and louder and louder.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
And I'm standing there, I'm like, you know what, I'm really open about what I do, but it looks bad right now. This looks bad.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I got
This
the baby
looks
bump.
odd.
Come on, filter it a bit. Did you ever work while pregnant? Did you ever film anything?
Okay, there was one thing that was not, it was just happenstance. Fate brought it into the world. It was Manuel and I made our little things for ourselves. And there was a moratorium in the industry because someone tested positive for HIV, and you can't shoot, obviously, when that's the case.
Yeah, they shut her right down.
They shut the industry down for 6 weeks.
To find out who has it. Wow.
And Manuel had a video due, and he had all but one scene finished. And so he came to me, he's like, can we release this scene? And I wasn't showing.
A few months pregnant?
I was 4 months pregnant. I didn't show till I was like almost 6 months.
Okay.
And so I wasn't really showing, but my boobs were really crazy, and I was like, yeah, you can release that.
Nice.
Why
You're
not?
like, totally look at the sweet tits on it, right?
My tits were sweet.
Yeah, nice. So, and when you're doing the sexual stuff while pregnant, was there ever like, Manuel, like it's so big, just take her easy. Is it? I would be worried with a thing that big going in you that it could potentially lead to birth defects.
The thing was, it got to this point where just like physically there was only one position available, and then of course as soon as I started showing, then my ass was big, and so there was like, I was working with a normal guy at that point just because my body wasn't allowed.
Interesting. And did you ever consider doing anything at the 8-9 months pregnant? Like, because you see some of that stuff and then you start to question the moral. Right?
No.
Awkward?
No, like I took some selfies for myself to see, because I wanted to compare. You know how you see yourself in the mirror one way the day that you look that way, but then you look back, you're like, oh, I actually looked okay. So I took some selfies just to be able to compare months later, and looking back, I actually didn't look bad naked.
Nice.
Like I was pregnant, but I didn't look bad. But I never would have released it. I just wanted to know.
Too much respect for the child you're bringing into the world.
Yeah. It feels icky.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does feel icky every time I watch those videos. Okay? Oh my goodness, I'm not even lying. That's so sad. Okay, but so then you have your young child. What's her name?
I don't give her name out. We call her Peanut Butter.
Okay, Peanut Butter comes out. Oh man, that's also icky when I watch that video. And then you're a porn star. So how quickly do you get back in shape?
You know what? This is the greatest sort of surprise for me ever. I posted a selfie naked 4 days after I gave birth, and I had a flat stomach at 4 days. I was 155 pounds the day I went into labor. I was 135 pounds like 2 days later, and then I was in the 120s by the end of the week.
Really?
And then I actually ended up 10 pounds less than when I started. I think within 4 months.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So you had a really 40-pound baby.
I know. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
And not to sound shallow, but were there some moments that you were having before giving birth that you were going, I hope it's aesthetically as pleasing down below as it is after I give birth, because that's part of my business.
I was thinking about that. That's actually why I did a home birth. Like no hospital, no painkillers, nothing. And the reason is I looked into it, and basically there's this cycle where once they introduce Pitocin, which is a synthetic hormone to speed everything up, then basically your body moves faster than it's ready to, and you end up tearing or needing an episiotomy or all these gross things that disfigure you. And so I decided to do the home birth so no hospital could force anything on me. Great. Which at 21 hours of labor, I was kind of like regretting that. But at the time, I was like, that's a great idea. And I didn't tear. I look identical to before.
You're talking about your vagina.
Yes, I'm talking about that.
Okay. Did you poop yourself when you gave birth?
I didn't poop myself.
Oh, yay!
I was so proud. In fact, Manuel was proud of me.
Yeah. It's always funny, right? When you what do you think about that? They poop.
No, like Manuel was shocked because I guess during the labor with the pushing, I was gaping.
Yep. Oh, yeah. He's like, seen that before.
Exactly. Yeah. He was down there. He's like trying to take pictures. I'm like, no. But yeah, I can see how women would poop themselves. I can see how it would come to that.
Well, maybe all the practice helped you not.
Probably.
Because you're used to expanding that area without releasing any.
I have great bodily control.
Do you have great bodily control?
I'd like to think so. I mean, I've never pooped myself in my adult life, so
good for you.
I beat a lot of people, actually, if you think about it. There are a lot of people who, if they really were honest with themselves, they've pooped in their adult lives.
Yeah, you're the only person in this room probably right now. You're the only virgin in this room in that regard.
Yeah, my first one was at a submarine shop when I was 18. I'll never forget. Yeah, I remember I took a bite of a turkey bacon, and for some reason I farted and it came out, and I just left my friends and the whole sub there, and they didn't know why. I never told them. It's a true story. I just took off. I just said, I gotta go. Like, I had no idea why I left the shop. I was so embarrassed. Okay, here with Kayden Kross at Kayden_Kross, but I believe you're at Club Kayden on Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah, someone took my name and I had to come up with a different name.
So
People keep pretending to be me on social networks.
But your Kayden_Kross is your official one.
Kayden_Kross on Twitter.
Great, 222,000 followers. ClubKayden.com. Go and mention. Go and follow her and become a member and support the business that you're in. How has the pornography industry changed since you started about a decade ago?
Oh my God, it's completely different. When I started, I mean, girls came in and they wanted contracts and they wanted to be around for a decade and, grow this brand. And now, they come in and there's no contract for anybody really. And
so like the Vivids and those have kind of gone. They're gone.
Yeah, the big feature houses are gone. The sort of content people like is gone. The look is gone. Now it's just girls who basically look like they're doing amateur porn and they're in and out in 3 months.
Does it piss you off?
It doesn't piss me off. I mean, I'm not the one who's
nice and close to the mic. Sorry, Kate.
Sorry.
Yeah,
to me, if you're gonna do porn, I mean, if you're for it, good for
I
you.
love the way you grab that mic. By the way, totally. Yeah.
No, but if you're gonna do it, really do it, because it's gonna follow you around your whole life. So you might as well get all you can out of it. And you see girls come in and they're out 3 months later, and the money's just not there. So.
So I mean, you've done very well, and it helps that you're one of the, if not the hottest porn star, and that's just what people say. But and I think Brody, you concur, don't you?
Yeah, I did a lot of research in preparation of you coming here today, and it was just a lot of comparing porn stars, research, naps, porn stars, research, more naps.
It's a long day.
Yeah, it was a lot of that. But you're probably,
you really are. You're just, honestly, you could be a model, you could be, and you're a businesswoman, you could do whatever, but your looks, you just have a natural. Carly, is she not a beautiful lady? Carly's hanging out here as my assistant producer.
Carly's also beautiful.
Very beautiful. Yeah. But we're not going to encourage her to go in that business now, Carly. I guess it is odd, but do you hear that a lot from people? I mean, you
hear it on Twitter, but you assume if it's coming to you, it's because they're like, you're their girl. Every girl on Twitter who's in porn hears it because, the fans of that girl find her. So it's hard to believe that you stand out. It's just you stand out to that particular person.
Fair enough. Very level-headed of you, and very humble, because you're way better looking than those other skanks. But,
oh God!
I didn't mean that at all. I mean, I don't. Oh, we're getting a phone call. Maybe someone wants to talk to you. Hang on a second. Let's see. We have a kind of a makeshift phone system here. Kayden Kross.
Are you working on your iPhone?
Yeah. Don't ask. It's a weird outfit.
So new
over
age.
Here. Yeah. Well, it's actually more embarrassing than anything. Are you on the phone there?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Good, dude. Are you listening live to Kayden Kross right now?
I am. Okay, that's a bad word to use. Not obsessed, because that's creepy, and I'm not following her in any means. But I love Kayden Kross. I find her absolutely gorgeous and super intelligent as well.
Well, thank you.
Can you hear? You got to kind of talk in here. It's really weird. So, what do you love most about Kayden Kross, man?
Well, of course, she's beautiful. She has a very nice body and a great brain, which is important. But I also love the way that she has sex, and I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and what makes it, thanks for calling, dude. I appreciate that. Nice to know there's a guy masturbating right now. So, okay. Kayden, do you do something special in your videos to separate yourself other than just your pure natural looks?
I think the thing that really helped me was just always choosing the guy I was working with. So I was always looking forward to being there, and that makes a big difference.
You actually enjoyed the sex.
I enjoyed the sex.
Yeah,
it's novel.
Unlike one of those videos where some dude, they literally will be interviewing the girl and they're like, "You ready for the penis to walk in?" And they have no idea what it is, and it's just like a guy with a big.
Yeah, that always scared me. I never let that happen.
So you've always been in control of your career.
Yeah, I mean, being in contract, I only shot 2 scenes a month. And one was always with Manuel, and then one would be with one of the other 3 guys I really liked at the time. So it was like a sex vacation for me. You know, I have my 28 days of the month where I'm like being a real person, and then I go to set and have sex for 2 days and then come home.
Great living. And
Great living.
Was it more lucrative in the day, or is it still because of your website and everything? Is it pretty lucrative?
I came in at a time where I was able to pull then into now. I had a really good contract deal, and I was able to use that to get a new contract deal. And
do you mind divulging what that would be, a contract for Vivid or one of these other ones?
Well, I mean, it keeps changing, and it went from yearly salary to scene to this to that. Like they break it down in different ways so that you're not ever technically an employee.
200,000-300,000 more, $500,000. Is this stuff you don't like to talk about?
I did well. I had the highest paid contract in the industry towards the end.
So what would it have been?
I can't tell you.
Why not? Hockey players tell us.
Proprietary information.
Is it
and
really?
I'm not a hockey player.
Okay. Well,
I wish I were. That would have made a lot more money.
No. Well, okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to see someone. Maybe I would want to see someone check her from behind.
I wouldn't want. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see Sidney Crosby's vagina. I tell you that right now.
Are you a hockey fan, Kayden Kross?
You know what? I used to date Eric Everhard, who's from Canada, and he got me into hockey for a while. We actually went to the winter, whatever the game is that is played in the winter.
Sure, the Olympics? Like hockey?
No, it was called like Winterfest or something.
Winterfest.
It was in Chicago.
The Winter Classic.
Oh, the Winter
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
You went to the
That,
Winter
I went
Classic.
to that.
Awesome.
I know, it was cool.
Yeah, the outdoor game. So that was fun.
Yes.
And did you understand the game?
I mean, what was really exciting about it was violent. I feel like it's more violent than any other sport team game, like even football. It's really violent.
Yeah, it was interesting. There's like this league called the Quebec Hockey League or whatever. It's where a bunch of goons play. And before the game even started a couple nights ago, every single person on the ice like beat each other up before it is a violent. It really is, and they're trying to clean it up a bit because of concussion problems and.
I'm sure there's a few problems stemming from that.
Yeah. Oh yes.
No, but it's fun when you're sitting near the glass and people are just like shoved. It's so 3D.
and it's like it's a strong sounding game. Like they come at you. It's almost like machines with their skate sounds and everything. Do you go to games in LA?
I've been to a Kings game in LA. Not really. I don't really do a lot of sport watching unless it's someone I'm dating. I mean, I don't dislike it. I'm just homebody.
So what are Kayden Kross's hobbies? And I know your mother now said they've probably changed. Like
I'm about to bore you. I like books.
Yeah. You read a lot.
Books. I read books.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book? I mean, David Foster Wallace is my favorite author. I couldn't choose one book of his. I like DeLillo. I like Philip Roth a lot. He's great. McCarthy is insanely good.
You should have a book club.
I should have a book club.
You should fuck Oprah's book club.
Yeah,
We're
gotta
do
her.
Kayden Kross's book club, and we would encourage literacy across the North America. I'm actually being serious because you have a lot of guys out there. I can tell you this who don't know how to read.
Yeah.
I might be engaged to one. I'm not sure.
Okay. And where is Manuel from?
Manuel is from Paris.
He's from Paris. Oh, is he? Oh, has it been a tough thing for him seeing what's going on with the Charlie Hebdo
He's
stuff?
been obsessed with it. He's been really upset.
Does he have family back home there?
His whole family's back in Paris still, and he's been watching the just general decline and social unrest and everything. Like I guess there's an issue right now with subways where you get on and people will quite literally just mob the entire train and then jump off at the next station, stuff like that.
Very frightening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and who knows what's to come in our part of the world too. That it is very frightening. Kayden Kross, sorry, we're all over the place. There's so much going on. But your hobbies, back to your hobbies, other than book reading.
I have a horse.
I
ride a horse.
So you got, yes. So instead of the pony, you ended up getting a horse.
Well, I had the pony, and then that was basically.
Was it little?
It was a little pony.
Did you call it My Little Pony?
I did not call. I should have. His name was Petonio. It was a series of like these rescue missions. So I went from this pony to this sad little mare off the racetrack who was pregnant, and then I went to this old Appaloosa, and I kind of worked my way up and ended up with the horse I have now. I've had him for 8 years.
Great.
Wow.
Nice. So you ride. Do you ever ride it naked?
I rode in a bodysuit recently.
What's that?
It's like this nude-colored undergarment that is form-fitting so that the hair doesn't rub your vagina the wrong way.
Oh, okay. And was that fun? Did you do it for video?
Photography.
Photography.
Yeah.
My goodness, fun. And so you ride a horse, you have a stable or you have
He
it?
lives in a stable. It's not my personal stable, although I aspire to own a stable.
Good. So are you in LA now? Is that's where you call LA home?
Yep, I landed there and I never left
You never left after Sacramento.
after Sacramento.
And in terms of LA, are you like are you a socialite? Do you go out at all?
No,
Or
I'm a homebody. I
You're
like
just-
my book and I like my horses. And Manuel's a homebody. He likes his anime, and so he sits and reads his anime while I read my books.
and then you guys just go and shoot some porn once in a while,
Yeah.
and then boom, that's your living.
That's life.
How else do you monetize what you do?
Oh God. Both of us, we have toy deals. I have my fleshlight. He has a molded cock that he has a lot of fun throwing at me.
It's heavy, I bet.
It's girthy.
Yes.
It's weighty for sure. It could be a paperweight. He's about to release some male enhancement pills. Obviously, we both have our respective websites. He has his line that he shoots. He releases a video a month. I help him with that.
What's his website? Why don't you plug it?
It's ManuelFerrara.com.
Okay, boom.
Boom. Like
that
that.
easy. Yep, it's that. And then he works with other ladies, so people go there. And is that what you have to do to really make the money now? Is have memberships come on and subscription based,
Yeah.
and people sort of support your style, what you do. You're the two hottest porn stars in the male and female category, so it helps to have that kind of monopoly on the industry.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of streams of income at once,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to do something to try to monopolize some part of your product, whether it's a look or a name or a style, whatever it is. If you don't monopolize something, then you're screwed.
So what are the hazards of that, and what's the benefits?
I mean, obviously, the hazards are you're just leaking money left and right. Like there's so much money that is not made simply because people just take your stuff that you've spent money creating and just walk off with it, so to speak.
Oh, walk on. Sorry.
Download it.
Yeah.
So the hazard is just there's this widespread just theft.
Yeah.
The good side of it, though, is it's cheaper than ever to produce content. It's more acceptable than ever. There are more streams available than ever. The toy deals have gotten phenomenally better than when I first came in. And then just, I think there is a lot to look forward to in the future. There's going to be some sort of thing that makes porn that kind of gold rush business again.
Well, is it safe to say that isn't it great to be in control of it too? That with the Twitters,
Yeah.
with the Instagrams, with having a dedicated following, and with followers, whether it's our show account at I am Toddy Tickles or at Todd Shapiro Show or at Kayden_Kross. These are people who are actually friends of yours, because without this following, you kind of almost couldn't do this without having to have a contract or whatever, or So it's that part of it's neat. So do you make a concerted effort to build those followings?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a lot less lazy than I am today.
Are you lazy?
I'm pretty lazy.
You look lazy. You look
yeah,
like,
I've got my scarf.
Do you smoke a lot of weed?
No.
No.
I haven't even had an ibuprofen since I got pregnant. I've been really clean.
That's an Advil for you
I drink
people.
kombucha tea. It has a little bit of alcohol content.
So you don't even drink the booze anymore?
No.
You
I
are
mean, I was
boring.
never much of a boozer. I mean, I like wine, but
You're a bit of a
I'm
wine.
lazy and I'm
You're lazy. You're a mom.
homebody.
You're a mom.
I'm not an exciting person, which is probably why Twitter has kind of not been at the top of my list.
Huh. But you let it out a couple times a
I let
month
it
on
out.
camera.
Yeah.
You just rock a cock. Like
Yep.
you do. You go to town on it.
Yep.
It's you, like there's no question, like you are. I watched it about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. So I rock the cock and then I go home and sit on my couch and read a book.
Great way to live, though.
Maybe I should have done porn. I could rock a cock. Oh, wait a second. Okay. It seems like a great life. It really does. And it's more accepted these days because everyone has these home videotapes that are released. You look at the
Right.
Kardashians or the Hiltons or whatever,
Yeah.
people who are mainstream success. Do you find that it has changed in terms of how people accept what you've done?
Absolutely. When I first came in, before I even did a scene, I had signed the contract with Vivid, and I was out celebrating. I was out with a couple girlfriends. We were in San Diego, and we went to a bar, and someone said, what are you celebrating? I'm like, I got a contract with Vivid, and the first thing that happens, this girl turns around, she's like, you whore.
Are you serious?
Which, I mean, I can't really argue. I mean, we're paid to have sex. Okay. But it was very abrasive, and now it's like people meet you and they're like, oh my god, you do porn, what's that like?
Sure.
And so it went from naughty to naughty-ish but interesting, and yeah, I think things like Twitter and social media in general have really brought people in touch with the people they see on the screen, and now they're people. They're not just these weird bodies with very large breasts. They're people. They have
are
things
people
they say.
with very large breasts. How big are your breasts?
They're bigger now because I'm breastfeeding.
Oh my goodness.
I was a 32C and now I'm like a double D.
Thanks for wearing that heavy scarf today, by the way.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That was for you specifically.
Very kind of you. Wearing a sweater that's like thicker than my grandma would wear, and a scarf that she knit.
It's cold out.
Yeah, it is. It is very cold out. Damn it. Is it not hot enough in the studio though?
No, it's still pretty cold.
Do you get a lot of people who like expect you to kind of be scantily clad when you go and do interviews? Is that the expectation?
I think that was in the beginning, and then I failed expectations so many times that it has failed to be an expectation.
Yeah. Which is fair. I can tell you this, though. I honestly, and I'm saying this wholeheartedly, I'd rather you come in studio and interview like us, like this. But A, it's not as distracting. But B, you just seem so cool. You seem so comfortable with yourself. And I like that about you. You're not trying too hard. And I think it's a good message to give to people that there can be like this. With every industry, there's always the extroverted side and the introverted side. And it's nice to know that you don't have to go around flaunting it everywhere you went, because that might make people want to call you the horrors and the stereotypical stuff that they have in the past. Whereas now they recognize that it is a business. It's a way you make money. It's not easy to make a living in this world.
And not only that, but I think just in general, people are kind of turned off by people who clearly go out of their way to get unnecessary attention. Like, I understand you have to go for attention in this industry because it's an entertainment industry, but there's no reason to go around like just trying to get extra eyes on you to no end.
What's the strangest request you've ever had to get that extra attention that you've turned down?
Oh, God.
God? Someone asked you to fuck God?
Yeah, someone said fuck God.
Okay.
God. Well, the strangest one I gave into.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I mean, it wasn't like they asked me to dog fighting where you go in the planes and like Top Gun.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Goose.
Sure.
That's dog fighting when the planes go at each other.
Okay,
it's
and then like
dogfighting.
narrowly pass one another, that type of thing?
So there's this Air Force thing in Vegas that allows you to do that.
Wow,
and
that's
it's virtual, obviously, when you shoot a plane down, but you're actually fighting and barrel rolling, and you cut the engine, you can fall, and you get that G-force that makes you black out. And so we did a movie called Top Guns. And
I get it.
And I was
I
was
about
the
tits.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm talking about tits.
I got it, totally.
And I was the Val Kilmer person. My name was Hollywood, though, not Iceman.
Okay.
And so I had to go up against Jesse Jane in a plane and like dogfight in the air.
No way. Were you naked in the
crazy.
planes?
We were topless.
You were topless in the plane.
We were topless, and we went so fast that my vision went black, and they cut the engine, and we barrel rolled, and we did all these crazy things that I thought would make me puke, but somehow didn't.
Huh.
So that was crazy. I don't think I've done anything that to me would be like shameful for attention. I mean, it's all relative. I've done porn, but
yeah. Have you done like gangbangs?
No.
No gangbangs.
No.
2-3 guys at a time?
I did 2 guys at a time once.
Yeah. DP?
No, it wasn't a DP.
No.
I only really.
Nah, you're a quitter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, that's why it's surprising I'm up for best anal, because it's like my second anal scene.
That's it, eh?
Yeah, I did it
I could
with
have sworn I saw
Manuel
3 today. Anyway, okay.
Well, you probably saw one looped.
I know. I think they looped it. No, I actually didn't watch that. I was trying not to watch it because I was just trying to actually look up information on you. So why? Maybe it's because you've only done a couple, and that it was great, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think people like it because Manuel took his molded cock and like tried to DP me with his real cock and his molded cock. He has an ego.
What a narcissist! I know.
I'm realizing that as I'm saying this out loud. He has an ego.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he's like, I'm gonna shove you with all my cocks.
Yeah, the Manuel airtight move.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So that was nominated. People thought that was award worthy.
And is that this year's AVNs?
Yes.
So the AVNs are in like a few weeks.
Right.
22nd, 23rd or something in Vegas?
Right. I think they begin the 20th and run through the 24th.
Do you like getting together with people in the industry? Is that a fun night for you?
AVN's fun.
The AVNs.
It's everyone you haven't seen in what seems like forever, and they're all just kind of drunk under one roof. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of drinking. Who are your best friends in the industry?
Stoya is my very best friend.
She is a beautiful,
amazing.
gothic, dark. Yeah, she very like milky white skin. I could describe more and more.
Yeah, she's stunning.
She is stunning. So
She's actually staying at my house right now.
Is
she's
she really?
There and I'm not.
Do you have an extra room by any chance?
I do have it, but she's in it.
Okay, no, I'm just saying my wife and I are thinking of going to LA, you know. Wow, so cool. She's staying at your house, so she's a good friend here. And you work with her still?
Well, we're actually building a project together right now. We're trying to do this really sort of cool type of content that we don't think is being done. So yeah, we work together in that sense. Do we have
Do you want to
sex?
disclose it? Do you
Not
want to
really.
disclose what you're doing? Or is that, are you going to wait till a big launch?
It's called trenchcodex.com, but we're just about to launch. So
Okay.
go there in like a week.
Fair enough. In the meantime, you're doing this arrangementfinders.com.
Yeah, I'm running their booth at AVN actually.
Oh, are you? Are you? Okay,
I am.
great.
So I'm signing for them and
Huge.
promoting the hell out of them.
And that must be fun working for companies. That's another way to monetize it, I would imagine.
It is, yeah. The big thing to do now really is to build a name and then take it elsewhere. So I'm going to be working a lot with arrangement finders, and I'm going to be running the booth, which is it's a big step up from just obviously signing. And I have some girls underneath me, and we're going to be there for 4 days straight in high heels.
That's awesome. Hey, I know high heels are great creation. Brody?
Yeah, how did you come up with like your name, your porn star name?
Well, that's not your real name?
It's not.
Damn.
You
no, guys, you're always fooling us.
I know. We lie a lot.
Do you?
I think we lie a lot.
Do you lie a lot? Have you lied? Have you lied at all today?
Have I?
Has there been like if there was a lie detector test?
No, I'm saying like we lie in action. You know, like
yeah.
you're in the middle of a scene and maybe you're not quite there, but then the director's like, "Come now," and you pretend like you just.
Oh,
came.
you fake
like,
come?
I don't have to because I
false
work with
advertising.
Manuel.
Oh, does he make you come?
Of course.
All the time?
I'm not gonna go marry a man who doesn't make me come. What kind of marriage would that be? That'd be a terrible marriage.
I better talk to my wife.
Bad
okay.
marriage.
Sorry. So how did you come up with your name?
Basically, I figured out
bad marriage. Sorry.
Bad marriage. I figured out like with the way Google works, you want something that's not like, for example, the name, I don't know, something Love or Lee or.
You didn't want to do something cheesy.
Well, not cheesy. Just there are 100 girls whose last name is Lee or Love or. I don't know, Cookie or
sure.
There are traditional porn star names.
Destiny.
And yeah, you get lost in the mix in the search. And so I went for a first name that no one was using at the time. Like literally, no one was using.
Do people now use Kayden?
Yeah, people use it, and like every third baby seems to be named Kayden right now. So
really?
That's awkward because they're usually boys, and their mom's usually yelling at them, and then I turn around, I'm like, what?
Isn't that funny?
That's odd.
Yeah, sorry your husband jerked off to me. Okay.
So I took Kayden. Just there was actually a girl named Tegan Presley who was in the industry.
Yeah, I know Tegan.
And I actually looked at her name, and I was like, that's unique but memorable, and no one else has it. If you type in Tegan and nothing else, she's going to pop up. And that's what happens with me. You type in Kayden, I will pop up. And then I just wanted the alliteration because there's a lot of alliterations.
Yeah, well, the K, and then Kross.
Jenna Jameson, Brianna Banks, everyone has the alliteration.
Sure. Your middle name doesn't have a K in it, though, does it?
It does not.
Okay, because that would be bad.
In porn, I don't have a middle name, so that helps too.
Kayden Kross, KKK. Go get her. So, Condom's got like white pointy hat on it. Yeah, Manuel's like, anyway, that's a whole other issue. So why the cross, though? Because some would say maybe that's controversial.
It probably is. I wanted, because Kayden's a 2-syllable name, I wanted a single syllable for the last part of it. And I wanted Kayden Cole originally, and for some reason my agent talked me out of it. He's like, "You're not black." I was like, "What does that have to do with anything?" Yeah, I guess like he thinks Cole black. I was actually gonna not even spell it that way, but that's fine.
You're gonna spell C-O-L-E.
Yeah.
And he thought C-O-A-L.
They're mostly illiterate.
Yeah,
They're mostly illiterate.
But
my agent really put his foot down. He did not like that name. So
No, Kayden Cole!
No Kayden Cole.
You're not doing it!
There's actually a Jaden Cole now, though.
Is there Jaden Cole?
There's a Jaden Cole, and every time I see her name, I'm like, you bitch. No, she's actually really nice, and I like her.
Okay, so Kayden Kross, do you tell people your real name?
Occasionally.
What's
I
your real
fuck
name?
up.
You fuck up?
I fuck up. I'll go introduce myself, and I'll like just give the wrong name all the time. Both ways.
What's your real name?
It's Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
So Kimberly. So it kind of is KKK.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
I see you're looking up Jaden Cole now.
She's got a club.
Is she good?
Yeah, I won't even. She kind of
click on it.
She bit your website a little bit though, because she's Club Jaden.
Oh, they all
we
do
have
that.
the same webmaster, so
okay.
that's part of how that happened.
Oh, that's cool. So, and the Club Jaden, Club Kayden, whatever, it's all good. Everyone goes there. And clubkayden.com. Kayden Kross is on the program. I could talk to you forever. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
No, I'm not that interesting.
Do you want to talk about arrangement finders and how wonderful they are?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I know it's a site where people hook up, right?
It's for sugar daddies and sugar babies.
Okay.
It's for really, really, really great hookups, not just single sex and leave type things. It's like ongoing.
You have a man who's going to really take care of you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really making the most out of a relationship.
Okay.
So how does this work? Like a guy would go to this website to, like a wealthier guy would go to this website to find a woman that he can pay for everything?
Well, it's basically a situation where you have a lot of young, hot chicks, because
Yeah.
they usually are hot when they're young, and you have men who are successful, or maybe they're working hard, they have a startup, they have whatever they have, and they don't really have time to have a traditional relationship. They don't want one, maybe. They don't really want to lose everything to a marriage and a divorce 6 years later. And so this website basically connects people who are looking for a relationship that says, let's go out and party, let's travel, let's spend money and have fun right now while it's around. And it's a pretty good situation. I might be in one of those relationships now that I think about it. Manuel's older than me.
How old is he?
He's 10 years older than me.
Wow, so
Yeah.
he's 39.
He's 39.
And he can still bring it like that. He can bring the thunder and
he
stuff.
brings it.
He brings it. Does he work out a lot?
Yeah, he plays basketball every day.
Do you have like tips for dudes to don't talk yet because I'm going to take a picture of you and then it will look weird because you'll look like your mouth's all over the place and stuff. Okay, yeah, it was blurry, damn it. Anyway, I was going to put it on Instagram. So he works out. Any tips for dudes on how they can improve themselves in the bedroom, Kayden Kross?
Don't think too hard. That's the
Okay.
big one. Guys psych themselves out. I've heard that taking zinc makes your load bigger.
Zinc
Zinc.
makes and do you want a bigger load though? Is that
I don't
something
know.
women
Some
are
guys think that's like part of their self-worth.
Yeah, oh,
I don't know.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's nothing more embarrassing than a massive orgasm when you pull out and it's just like,
A little piddle. Yeah, that sucks.
oh my God, I am not a man.
Have you ever had the phantom load? Have you ever had that?
I've had a couple dry heaves.
Yeah, it's very shameful.
It's weird.
It's terrifying.
It's
yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
I know.
You have to lie. You lie about it.
Yeah, I just said,
lie about
6 came out earlier. Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I know.
it. Need some zinc.
Zinc, eh?
What else? So zinc, basketball,
Pineapple?
Zinc and basketball.
Does pineapple work?
Pineapple's true. It works
Okay.
on females too. That's
Really?
the thing
Do you
everyone
squirt?
forgets. I'm sorry?
Yeah,
I can squirt.
You heard. Yeah.
I can squirt.
You can. Is it pee? We've been told it's pee.
Most squirting
Nikki
in
Benz
porn
told
is
us it was pee. Yeah,
no,
it's
no,
pee.
most of what you see in porn is pee.
Okay.
But I can squirt. You'll never see me squirt in porn because I don't pretend to and then pee.
So you have a few times.
No. Well,
Yeah, a lot.
not in porn. I have squirted in my personal life.
Yes. Interesting.
Actually, no. I did squirt in BTS once.
That a girl.
Yeah.
Good for you.
There's a particular performer who swears he can make any girl squirt, and I was like, no, you can't.
And he did.
Then he did it.
Wow. Jay, fix your mic a little bit. What was the guy's name?
Marcus London.
Yeah. Okay.
He can make any girl squirt.
Really, with his penis, with his hands,
His
with
hands.
He's got to move. He's got to move.
Yeah.
Is that a pinky you threw him?
He has a little thing.
Does
But
he have a little thing?
he can do a lot with his hands.
Is it funny when they have little things in there in that industry? Do you kind of like chirp them a little bit? Is that
Everyone sort of like is quietly like, it's little.
because you don't get pleasure out of the little one?
That's not true, actually.
You do.
It's not really about the size. That's actually true. Size does not really matter.
It's
I
how
mean,
have you ever worked with a guy and he just stank? Like you just
Like
working with him.
smelled bad or sucked?
No, he just smelled bad. Like you just the aroma he was giving off was disgusting.
no, but I also like BO. So I'm the wrong person to ask. I get really into not BO. I get into sweat.
Natural pheromones.
Yeah, like Stoya, I love the way she smells.
Really?
I love it. Manuel after the gym, oh my god. Like I come in and I just like bury myself in his armpits and he's all sweaty and gross and it's great. So no, personally I've not been turned off by smell in porn. I have been turned off by people who actually just sucked at having sex.
They just couldn't turn you on. Like are there
Well-
moments where you can't get wet? And you're like, hang on, break or whatever. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Glue,"
yeah,
and
I
then you're
need
like,
a
all right.
fluffer. No.
Yeah. Oh, fluffer.
No, like it's so funny because people think
What an
that if you're in
industry.
porn, you know how to have sex, but a lot of people they just keep getting paid to show up on camera, and they actually have not learned a thing since the day they started. It's weird.
Wow. How many guys have you worked with in your 9-year career?
Probably about 10.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
Contract 2 days a month, same guys all the time.
It's crazy because you've slept with less guys than like girls I know who are on Tinder.
Oh yeah, definitely fewer than girls on Tinder.
And a lot of girls are on Tinder.
a lot of girls are on Tinder.
But it's funny to me, I've said this to every porn star who's on the program, that we just confuse the perception of it is always worse than the actuality. You're actually safer, cleaner, and don't get me wrong, there's some nasty hoes in porn, and that's okay. But there's some nasty hoes in real life too. You actually take care of yourself. And honestly, in a 9-year span, if you're saying you've only worked with 10 guys, that's probably less than I would. I'm going to just put it out there, and I know it's very conjectural, but probably 50% of the women listening to the program. You know,
I know that I had sex with more people before porn in, let's see, I started at 21. So in a 6-year span, I had sex with more people before porn than after I started doing porn in the following 8 or 9 years.
Do you still strip?
I feature here and there, very rarely.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten to that point where My website money's fine. My Fleshlight money's good. I'm like, if I want to do it, I'll do it.
You remind me of, do you know Jelena Jensen?
I've met her a few times. She's actually from the same place I'm from.
Okay, yeah, she's cool from the Sacramento area or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a cool place.
She's a cool chick, and you remind me of her. She's like, I do it, I make decent money, and I don't need to go and do anything crazy.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's,
where I'm at.
It's lifestyle. And what if someone came to you and said, Kayden Kross, here is $500,000. I want to have sex with you, just a regular dude.
Depends on what he looks like. That's going to be a thing for me.
Okay.
I can't have sex with someone I'm not attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also find something I'm attracted to in people, that maybe you wouldn't initially think were just by the book attractive. So it depends.
What would you say is attractive about Jay?
He has a character face.
Yeah, there you go.
He has a character face.
Yes. Nice eyes.
Don't even know what that means, but I
No,
love
but
it.
it's like you're expressive and you're someone that I could imagine being on camera a lot because
Wow.
you
So
have a
sweet.
character face.
Isn't it sweet?
Yeah.
Do you have any things you'd like to say that you're attracted to about Kayden, Jay?
It's all naked stuff, Todd. It's so weird. You know what I have to say, though? You have this quintessential Americana beauty thing going about
Yeah,
you.
you look like you're
Thanks.
a cheerleader. You're like a typical small town cheerleader, Friday Night Lights type of chick. That look, honestly. Is that fair to say? You know what I mean,
Like
Jay?
a Sue Storm. This is comic book geek shit.
Okay, I
but
was going to say the last name Storm sounds like a drawn person.
yeah, very like Sue. Like I'm surprised you didn't do any. You haven't done like much mainstream stuff because you have that Americana.
A
look
little
too.
bit. I got a role in Breaking Bad, but unfortunately it was after the season wrapped and it was just DVD stuff.
Oh, still pretty cool. So is that the goal? Do you want to do more mainstream stuff?
God, I'm going to be honest. I'm lazy. I don't like being on camera that much.
You don't. I don't either.
Yeah, every time I come around to like this great mainstream opportunity, I'm like, oh, God damn it, now I have to go tan.
Do you get anxious or do you get nervous in front of a camera? Are you still very conscious of your look?
I don't get nervous anymore. I
No.
used to get very nervous.
Really?
And now I'm just aware of it. I just know I either have to tan or shave or do something that is grooming related.
Yeah, you're kind of boring.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I
used to really be on top of my shit, though.
Yeah?
You'd be amazed. I was always
Why'd
like...
you get so late? Is it being a mom? Is that your main focus?
They did this great study, okay, in preschoolers, actually. And you know how kids just love to color with crayons? They did a thing where they paid half. They took a class and they divided it into groups, and they paid one group to color and didn't pay the other group. And the group that they didn't pay always wanted to color, and the group that they did pay didn't want to color unless they were paid going forward.
For sure.
I don't want to fucking shave unless someone pays me.
I get that. I honestly get that. That's good for you. Good for you.
So I'm there.
You're there. And eventually you can just make enough money you'll pay people to shave you, too.
Exactly. That's my goal in life.
Hey. Oh, it's not up. Yeah, I put a ding. Well, I mean, that was fun, I guess.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was okay. It was decent.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the 25-year-old in me going like take off your clothes, but you're great, and I'm happy for you. You've had a successful career, and it's neat because not to get too kind of fluffy and not in the fluff girl sort of way, but it is nice to see the stereotypes broken, and I've been very fortunate. We've talked again with Nikki, Jelena, so many. Vicky Vett's one who's done well for herself.
Vicky's doing very well. She's a smart girl.
She's a very smart girl, and I really do. I think it's I think it's a nice thing to know that you're safe, you're protected, you're married, while getting married, you have a daughter, and you've decided to make this career, and good for you. And there's always going to be those haters, but you've accomplished it and obviously gotten over all those humps and doing well for yourself.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, technically, we wouldn't have careers without haters. They're the only ones who talk about it anymore.
And they talk about it all the time, don't they?
They
Yeah.
keep
I
us
fucking hate
going.
this.
They
I
keep
hate
us
this.
alive.
As they're jerking off. I hate it. I hate Kayden. Oh, how dare she do this?
I
Do
can't.
guys orgasm weird?
Do all guys or just some guys?
Some guys, like
some
you worked
guys
with-
do.
Yeah.
Some guys.
Can you
really
make a
weird.
noise of an orgasm that you've heard Kayden?
Ah! Nick Manning is the weirdest about his. At one point, Howard Stern picked up his dropping loads thing, and
Okay.
he never let it go. And so Nick Manning drops loads. He doesn't just orgasm. He drops loads.
What would he do?
He growls and says, "I'm dropping loads." I mean, he drops his loads.
Have you been on Stern?
I have.
Yeah. Was that fun for you?
Yeah, Stern was really cool to me. That was
Cool.
the only radio show I was ever afraid of because I thought he'd gut me verbally or something.
And he didn't. No, because I
He was
feel
nice.
And that's like, were you on recently?
No, he actually did cover. I wrote a thing the New York Times published, and he covered that. That was cool. But I didn't
excellent.
have to go on for that.
What was the article? Was that about the condoms and porn?
No, it was for their lifestyle section called Modern Love. And so I wrote about Manuel and myself and how we got together and
Great.
where we're at, and they published it, and then Howard Stern picked it up.
Very cool. Well, and the condom stuff, I mean, I know you is that a ridiculous rule?
It's beyond ridiculous. It's one of those things. We are the most tested population in the world for STDs.
Sure.
We test every 2 weeks, and we self-impose that. There's no law about testing.
That's close to the mic,
shut
yeah.
we shut ourselves down when there's any sort of anything. So there's moratoriums all the time. We don't spread disease, and we actually I would argue we stop it. There are people who try to come into porn and they find out they have something and they leave. And it messes up our statistics because you can go and you can say, well, out of these tests, these people had HIV, but they are people who try to get into porn who never actually made it to porn. That was the wall, and they couldn't cross it. And then you have a group that comes in and campaigns heavily, and for them it's a great PR storm. And for us, it sucks because now we have this legislation that is very, very hard to work with economically.
Huh. Interesting. And would you say that it feels way worse with condoms too?
Oh yeah. I like,
Condoms suck, right?
They give
Let's
the
be honest,
idea
they
that we have
suck.
no choice. My first scene was with a condom. It was terrible. I
Really?
never, ever worked with a condom again after that.
Did it hurt your vagina?
It hurt my vagina.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like when they really go at it, it makes it
Yeah.
worse.
Nah, but we coined the term condom rash.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yes, and you've never had an STD?
No,
No.
like I have tests to prove it. I have
Wow.
years, every 2 weeks, I've been tested. I've never had a problem.
I'll tell you, man, because this guy Manuel, who she's engaged to, he's been with every
Pretty much everybody.
and to be engaged to you, like that's the ultimate flattery. Forget about the support you have. Forget about people subscribing to clubkayden.com. Forget about any of it. He has been with every beautiful, and there are beautiful women in porn. It's
Gorgeous.
wild. Like it's actually,
There are, yeah.
it's almost odd. Like the fact that the tens of all this world go into that industry, and the other ones become actresses, and then you see the actresses up front, and they're actually not as good looking as the porn stars because they end up getting more work done and stuff, and their career they want to protect it so much. But this guy Manuel Ferrara, he's been with every hot chick, so that must be the coolest thing in the world. 'Cause he
It's
chose you.
really cool that he chose me,
Yeah.
knowing how many people he's been with. It is cool.
How
Like,
many women has he been with?
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't. Jesus.
God, he didn't even know before he got into porn.
He is a stud, isn't he?
He's a stud.
Like he is just full on.
He's a stud.
Tom Cruise.
He's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey more.
Yeah, he's more manly than Tom Cruise.
Wow. Well, good for you, Kayden Kross. And of course, if you're going to the AVNs in a week and a half's time over at Vegas, 22nd through the 25th, it's like a whole event now.
It's a big thing.
It's a big fun thing.
I have a dress for the red carpet. It's a gown.
Is it who lent it to you? Who are you wearing?
I forgot. But
Did
it's
you
a
forget?
beautiful gown, and it cost me a lot of money. So I'm sure
Okay.
I'm wearing
you
somebody.
Paid? You should have someone
I
sponsor
paid.
you.
No, they don't sponsor porn stars. We're not cool enough for that.
You're way cooler than that. Is it? Did you show areola?
I'm not going to have a nipple slip.
No.
I'm not, on principle.
Are you not hosting it?
No, I hosted a couple years ago.
Yeah. And are you presenting?
I am presenting.
What are you presenting for?
I don't know.
You don't know? They haven't told you yet.
I don't know.
But you are at the arrangementfinders.com booth.
Yeah, I'll be running the whole thing.
Wow.
I'm like the one in charge. It's pretty great.
Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you. You deserve it all. Kayden Kross at Kayden_Kross, clubkayden.com, and go and follow this girl and do yourselves a favor. If you do look at some of her free porn, make sure that you pay her to be a part of her website too, because you want her to keep doing this.
Yes.
Let's be honest. We want her to keep doing this. So
Keep the
support.
porn machine going.
Yeah, because we always want to see new, right?
No one likes old porn.
No. That's especially if they're not in HD. That's always disappointing. And congrats again for you becoming a mother about a
Thank
year
you.
ago. And good luck raising a child in an industry that it is okay to raise a child in, because I'm sure you separate it the way that any other parent would.
Of course.
Good for you. Anything else? No? Any good qualities about me?
I think that your hat's beautiful and I like your hair. It looks soft.
You should touch it. It's so gucky and gross with hairspray. It's like, it really is gross. There's like things behind my ears, and my ears stink behind my ears.
Really?
Oh God, it's so raw. I don't know what it is. It's terrible. Brody, remember I made you smell behind my ears that one day?
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good?
Nothing's good about that. No.
No. Any tips on
On ear hygiene?
Yeah,
Showers.
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 Fuck, I don't want to wash my hair then. I lose the nice curl. Kayden Kross, thank you very much. Good luck at the arrangementfinders.com booth in Vegas and with the rest of your career. And if you're ever back in town, we would love to have you on the
I'll
show.
be
again.
back.
Good.
Eventually.
You'll be back. And if we do the show from LA sometimes, will you come
really?
visit us there?
Yes, I will.
We can.
Let me know.
We'll get we'll get a picture. I'm gonna thank some sponsors. And in the meantime, once again, that was very cool. Roddy, are you? Yeah, it was good. Wasn't that great? It was wonderful.
I can't get over like how few men she slept with in like during porn.
Yeah.
Like 10. I've had women date me and sleep with more men during that period.
During the time they're dating.
During the time we've been dating than she has in a 10-year porn career.
Everyone should be a porn star. I think that's where we're headed. Everyone, and the best thing about porn stars is you have nothing to hide at that point moving forward either. You have not, because you've showed yourself completely in the raw to everyone. And what do you have to hide?
Yeah, it's great. You can talk about sucking dick on radio after that, and it's cool.
Well, look how like
Was I not filthy enough with her, by the way? Like, should I have tried to get her to say more of that stuff?
I was nominated for most outrageous sex scene this year. You didn't even ask about that.
Okay, what is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
No, what were you doing in the most? Because I've seen outrageous sex scenes that you weren't in.
I know.
So what did you do? What did you do?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Yes, you have to.
I'm not.
I'm going to download it for free if you don't. Okay.
Oh God. You know what was most outrageous about it? Although this was not taken into account when they nominated it, it's with Manuel's ex-wife.
Whoa!
Really?
Whoa.
My goodness, what's her name?
Her name's Dana Vespoli.
I don't even know that one actually.
Yeah.
So what did you do in it?
I'm gonna tell you. You have to watch it.
No, did you spit on her?
I didn't spit on her.
You spit
I
on
probably
her.
spit on her, but that's not outrageous anymore.
Is it just the two of you and a guy?
No, it's the two of us.
Just the two, so two women and wow, and it was Manuel's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see. What made it outrageous is you're like, I know what your husband tastes like. Yeah.
Right?
Did you ever work with Sasha Grey?
No.
No?
No, because I was in contract, and she ended up becoming Big Sasha Grey, right?
She was a little crazy, right? Like
I
she
don't
went
know.
out there. She went out there.
I don't know.
No, you don't know. You never
her.
got to work. Who was your favorite one you ever worked with? Female.
Female? Probably Stoya.
Stoya.
Yeah, Stoya's my favorite.
And then obviously your husband. So that's a dumb question.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Okay. And any up and comers that we should know about?
I mean, August Ames is doing really well.
Really? Sorry. August Ames?
She's Canadian.
Yeah, all right.
You should know about her.
Well, I mean, it's not like I necessarily have to study all my porn stars. We have a job to do too. But that's neat. August Ames. We'll definitely try and get her on the program. This is time where we're actually going to move forward and say thank you once again. So,
Thank you.
So it was good. One of your favorite interviews of all time?
Definitely.
The top three?
Definitely.
Yeah? Rank it next to Stern.
I can't do that.
Why? Because he's the king?
Well, he's gonna always be the king.
Yeah.
He's Howard Stern.
Fair. 100%.
But you guys you're in the running.
That's
up
all.
there.
That's all I need to know.
Cool.
Yeah. I was going to bring in some of my homemade porn and ask her to critique it, but I didn't think that would go over well. I'm just going to move on. Can you tell that I'm giddy and can't stop talking? We have like all these guests lined up.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I was making this very beautiful porn star, and I've been making this like really weird hand movement the whole time.
You look like a crow.
I look like a crow. Yeah.
You all right?
I don't know.
You do. You were like I was
doing
worried that you
this.
had
I
a
was like,
seizure or something.
I started getting like a weird, like I had a seizure. I don't know what to do.
You want to put them? Because you want to put them. We're doing a job.
Well, I was researching so much, trying to get good questions.
Exactly.
And I found so much.
And you didn't get them all out.
No.
You need to get more out.
More questions.
Kayden, thank you. You're awesome. Hey, if you want to just hang out the rest of the show, I don't care.
Well, I actually have to pee really badly.
Yeah.
That's another thing you can do. You can admit that on radio once you've done porn.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, dude, actually got pee too, and there's only one washroom. It's crazy. Kayden Kross, thank you very much. We'll be back here on the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Laughs, Channel 168.